It is officially back to school season, so here are tips for upcoming freshmen as an upcoming sophomore. I finished last year with a 3.57 GPA, so you could take my advice with a grain of salt. Tip number one is being nice to your teachers. Now, it might seem like, oh, that's gonna make me a teacher's pet. No, I promise you, being nice to your teachers is gonna help you so much in the long run. Even to teachers you don't like. I hated a math teacher. He was rude, he didn't know how to teach, but I was nice to him and I paid attention to his class and I wasn't talking to anyone. Well, to be fair, I didn't have friends in that class. But if you're paying attention, you're not talking with the teacher, you're paying attention, you're trying your hardest, and again, you're nice to your teacher, they're gonna like you. And even though I didn't like my teacher and I also suck at math, on like tests and quizzes he would give me like extra points even though I got something wrong, and I was also supposed to end my school year off with a C in geometry, but I ended up with a B because he liked me. Number two is getting your work done as fast as you can. Me personally, I would come home and do my homework right away to get it out the way, so the rest of my time I just have free time. I know a lot of people don't like to do that and I like to procrastinate, but I promise you, getting your work done the second you come home will help you because like literally you have so much more time, in my opinion, to do whatever you want instead of procrastinating and then finishing your homework last minute and almost turning it in late. Now, I'm not sure how it is for everyone else's district, but for my district, after the like due date, there's like a 10-day deadline. But if you turn in your work in the 10-day deadline, you get 1 point off. Again, my advice is to turn it in before the due date so you can get full credit and hopefully also fix your work if you get something wrong. So again, even if you have clubs and like after school stuff, I get that. I didn't have that freshman year, but I do recommend joining clubs so you can have more friends. I don't really have much more to say about that, but tip number three, for tests and quizzes, the second your teacher tells you about it, start studying at home. Quizzes, they're not as like important. Like they're important, but they're not as important because depending on your teacher, you can retake them, and if your teacher likes you, you can like retake them extra times. But for tests, definitely the second they tell you start studying. My biggest advice for studying is going back, looking at the notes, and writing them down on a piece of paper and going over them over and over and over again. I'm running out of time, but the last thing I'm going to say is you are in high school, you're not in middle school anymore. You cannot just fail your class and then move on to the next grade. You're going to have to retake ninth grade.